Welcome back to our discussion, a new approach to IT modernization, sponsored by Appian, here on Federal News Radio, part of the Federal News Network. My guest today is Michael Beckley, the founder and Chief Technology Officer at Appian. I'm your moderator, Tom Temin. And let's talk about complexity, because we've been talking a lot about the development of new systems using low code, although code comes out the back end because something has to run on a CPU eventually, and that's code. And you have your legacy applications. How does low code, and how do you feel that agencies should deal with the complexity of ever more code, ever more applications?
So low code actually means eliminating a lot of that code, and also rather than generating code, which creates its own problems and complexity, to use a platform where we're actually reinterpreting the platform every time we change it. So rather than executing new code, which has to be tested and certified, we're just reconfiguring the platform, and everything is interpreted in real time. And that's something that used to be really difficult in computer science because memory was expensive, and you know, as you point out, CPUs, your actual computer processors, weren't very fast. But now we have very fast computers, and memory is very inexpensive, so we don't need to pre-compute, pre-calculate, pre-compile everything. Now that's a very powerful thing, because that interpreting your intention can be changed in real time as intent changes. So now we can much more cheaply, much more rapidly change our software. And this is why we don't need to have a waterfall methodology anymore. We can be agile, because it's not so costly to refactor, rebuild, recompile, retest, and redeploy software. The platform can be redesigned in real time. And that is an entirely powerful new concept, which was really not cost-effective or practical 10 years ago even. And so that's the miracle of low code.
I imagine that's a hard sell at first to some of the people raised in the hand coding era that are still around in some cases.
Well, there's always going to be holdouts, but I think there's ever fewer of them. I think that today people realize that, and people who are as close to technology as your hardcore programmers, they have been always looking for better ways to do things and better ways to focus on what they love doing, which is coding. So low-code platforms allow them to offload work which should really be done by business analysts to business analysts, like we spoke about, writing about business rules. That's something that isn't interesting to a designer or a coder who wants to develop the next artificial intelligence algorithm, or you know, really build some beautiful user interface. And also, when we talk about eliminating complexity, the low-code platform isn't just a way to write less code. It's new modules that a business person can comprehend that hide the underlying complexity beneath them. So we create a business topic like a regulation that may itself be consuming information from 10 different systems, or a new employee is getting onboarded. Well, we have to get them credentials, we have to get them access to systems, we have to get them a background check. All of this is coming from different systems, but to the user of the system, it's just an employee record. It's just a contractor record. And so low-code platform gives you these high-level Lego blocks from which you can more rapidly assemble useful functionality, build unique software really fast.
And with so many applications virtualized nowadays for that portability to and from clouds and so forth, and you do have a variety of operating environments within clouds, how does it handle those different, eventually to the processor? I mean, still something has to execute at some point, but in the virtualized era, how does it stay flexible with respect to the environment that the virtual machine is running on?
So Appian software is the same whether it's running in the AWS GovCloud or running in a government data center or running in Microsoft Azure. It's the same software. It's just we have containerized that application, and containers is a new technology where instead of writing your software specifically for one type of computer or one type of operating system, you write it to run inside of this new technology, a container. It's a virtualized environment. And so then this makes it portable between those different environments, and we don't have to write multiple versions of our software. So this is another major innovation. Again, customers who've been using us for years before containers were invented just get this new containerized version, get upgraded without them having to learn how to refactor their apps for this new infrastructure that allows us to support a multi-cloud world.
Now, we earlier talked about data, and some of the data is legacy, some of it is generated by new applications, but always agencies want to repurpose that data, make it available for even other agencies that might need it. In these types of environments of virtualized, portability. Does the data also go with the application, or does that stay somewhere external?
That's up to the designer. They can do whatever they need to do. Typically, a low-code platform allows you to meet this data sharing use case much more rapidly because we have built-in ways of integrating with federal data systems already, and we have very rapid tools to design new integrations. So the data can stay where it lives, or it can be cloned and moved into a new environment if that's desired. But using modern application programming interfaces, APIs, now you can publish your data for other agencies to use right out of the low-code platform. And so it's a really powerful way to do data sharing rapidly. In fact, so rapidly, we guarantee it. In Appian, we say you can build a new application and get it into production, start sharing data with your agency partners in 8 weeks. And that's the Appian guarantee.
All right. Anything else we should know before we sign off about Appian?
I would like to add one more thing, and that is we are a local company and we are a global company. So Appian was founded here 20 years ago, and we've grown up here in the DC area serving federal customers, but also the largest banks, insurance companies, life sciences firms. And Appian is truly a global company, but we build and engineer everything right here in the Northern Virginia, DC area, and we'd love for our government customers to come and see us in person. All
right. Good note to end on. My guest today, I'd like to thank you, is Michael Beckley, founder and chief technology officer of Appian. Good to have you with us today. I'm your moderator, Tom Temin. You've been listening to the Federal News Radio, part of the Federal News Network. For more on this discussion, visit federalnewsnetwork.com and search Appian.